The Tigers most recently had the bitter taste of defeat in their mouth, but both teams appear to be high-geared, exactly in the right stretch of success you want to have heading into the second season of sectional play.
Exactly. And you can't really knock Attucks for that loss to Fort Wayne Blackhawk because they're one of the top teams in the state as well. And they really played an almost complete game, just had a lapse there in the third quarter where they gave up a couple too many threes, ended up only losing that game by 3 points. And then if you look at Carmel, they're right where they want to be as well. They just got one of their star players in Brian Waddell back. He missed 5 games with an ankle injury, so he came back against Warren Central and played 30 out of the 32 minutes. So he looks like he's ready to get back out there and start right where he left off.
Yeah, what a crazy blessing that is for the Greyhounds to be able to add him back into the rotation, add him back into the starting lineup, and not a moment too soon, as we mentioned, the regular season wrapping up this evening. A few minutes left within our pregame show. Let's take a look at one of our favorite segments throughout the pregame, which is Ben's keys to success for both teams. Ben.
We'll start with the visiting team here, the Greyhounds. I think on offense, they're a team that doesn't score as high of a clip as Attucks does, so I think they're going to really want to slow this game down, control the pace, limit those transition buckets. And then on the defensive side for them, I think realistically, like I said, stop them in transition, don't give up any easy layups, and they're a really good rebounding team, so I'm going to look for them to control the glass in this one. And then on the other side for Attucks, on the offensive side, I think they're going to have to be able to hit some outside shots, spread the floor against this Carmel defense because they do not give up easy shots. So when they get those opportunities from outside, they're going to have to capitalize. And then on the defensive side of the ball for them, I think they're going to have to limit Carmel's three-point opportunities. Carmel shoots it at 41% as a team, and I mentioned Attucks struggled in that game against Fort Wayne Blackhawk in the second half, stopping the three-point shot. If they can control them and make them really work for their baskets, they have a good shot in this one.
How important on the Attucks side is the play of sophomore Jalen Hooks? He's averaging 11 points per contest, but also kind of been a do-it-all stretch 4, stretch 5, if you will, for the Tigers. Also chopping in 8 rebounds a game, 3 assists, about a steal and a half, 2 blocks. He's really been a do-it-all player for them, and as only a sophomore, has looked like he's really come into his own the last couple of games.
Oh, definitely. And you saw it since pretty much the city tournament. He's really kind of finding his role and become more confident. He's able to pull up off the dribble for a big man. That's huge as a sophomore. And I'm not taking this lightly or saying this lightly. I think he's one of the better sophomores in the state, and we're going to see him be maybe an Indiana All-Star by the time his career is done here in high school basketball in the state of Indiana.
Where do you see in terms of the weapons that Carmel has? I would say on paper there's more weapons, particularly with the return of Brian Waddell a couple games ago. But where would you see the area to try to negate the likes of Hooks and Stafford that the Tigers are going to try to counter with them?
I mentioned I think it comes from the three-point line. They've got capable shooters in their big men, Waddell and Suter. They can both knock it down. But they bring 2 sharpshooters, absolute sharpshooters off the bench, and Sam Orn, the sophomore, who shoots it at 47% from the three-point line. And then also Will Leary, he shoots it from 41%. They bring both of those guys off the bench, and they can be a spark. So I think if those guys come in and have a difference and help Waddell and Suter out, this is going to be a tough task for Attucks to slow them down.
Well, both these teams have smelled recently, at least in the last 3 or 4 years, the likes of championship success for Attucks winning a state title back in the 16-17 season, and for the Carmel Greyhounds in the 18-19 campaign, capturing a state championship. Also, looking at the advanced numbers, the Sagarin ratings has Carmel as the second team overall in the state, second in 4A. Crispus Attucks 9th overall in the state, 7th in 4A. I mentioned last time out, Carmel defeating Warren Central 56-41. Crispus Attucks defeating Fort Wayne Blackhawk 75-72. We will dive a little bit more when we come back on IndianaSRN.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is. And that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in the library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@IndianaSRN.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Crispus Attucks High School. Take a look at the starters for both teams. Connor Joya, Josh Wack, Peter Suter, Brian Waddell, and Charlie Williams for the Carmel Greyhounds. Joya averaging 6.6 a game. Brian Waddell averaging 15.9 points per contest. To highlight some of the stats there, starters for the Tigers: Donovan Barnett, James Smith, Isaiah Stafford, who mentioned averaging about 18 points per. Jalen Carson in double figures on the season with 12 points a game. And Jalen Hooks also in double figures. We mentioned one of our players to watch for tonight, the rising sophomore. What a treat he's going to be able to see grow underneath Coach Hawkins' tutelage over the years, averaging 11 points per game. Jimmy Cook alongside Ben Wood. Again, can't thank you enough for spending part of your Tuesday night with us here for the regular season finale across the state of Indiana. Should be a good one, as Attucks in their traditional home whites, Carmel in their traditional road blues. That'll be Charlie Williams, 6'10", set to jump it up, with Jalen Carson, 6'7". And this first quarter, of course, brought to you by the Morales Group.
We're going to get to see not only some very tall players out there, some very talented players. There's a handful of college talent on both sides of these squads. No matter the final outcome of this game, it's going to be entertaining.
A true treat to close out the regular season. Ball is tapped, controlled, and won by the Greyhounds, and we're underway from Crispus Attucks. This is a presentation of IndianaSRN and IPSathletics.tv. Quick feed inside to Williams, and he turns it over. Initial stop by the Tigers right out of the gate. Carson works it over to Stafford. The senior operates in between the circles. Now Donovan Barnett. He'll try to go all the way high off the glass. Actually went too high off the glass, hit the top of the backboard. Turnover to the Greyhounds. So both teams exchange turnovers to open this one.
Can't knock Barnett there. At least he was aggressive, tried to get to the rim there instead of settling for an early jump shot.
You're going to need to be the aggressor early and often if you're the Tigers to keep pace with the Greyhounds and to win this ballgame. Inside, Williams, up and under move, gets it to go, and the Greyhounds draw first blood, 2-0.
And that's what they'll look to do a lot, is they'll run a 4-out, 1-in kind of offense, get Williams to duck in down there. I mean, 6'10", all he's got to do, take one step, he's at the front of the rim.
And you highlighted in the pregame show, Josh Wack shooting 41% from downtown, Connor Joya 43%, to name a few. They're going to love to utilize Williams to kick out to shooters when they send a double down low as some contact is drawn for Jalen Carson, and he'll head to the charity stripe.
Exactly. Go down to him early. That's going to spread things out, open things up early.
Carson, a 60% free throw shooter on the season, has appeared in every game for the Tigers this year. Gets a friendly home rim.
And I love the energy that Carson brings to this team. He does a little bit of everything for him, and he's always at the front of the rim contesting shots.
Tonight's game brought to you by Officially Human. Our foundational goal is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Check out our website at officiallyhuman.com. Connor Joya operates. Nice hesitation. Open man in the corner. Three in the air. Short. Suter took that shot. Got his own rebound. Suter finds it again at the top. This man-to-man look continued for the Tigers. They trail by one. Nice feed over to Williams. And the ball movement is impeccable. Wack lost it. Second turnover of the game for the Greyhounds. Quickly up ahead, all the way. Stafford lays it up and in, and the Tigers have a 3-0 run in their first lead of the night.
That's what Carmel needs to watch out for. They can't have those turnovers because it's going to lead to easy transition buckets.
Long triple, won't go. Rebound attempted to be snagged by Suter. Tigers able to secure it. Stafford. Little handoff to Smith. Donovan Scott into the game. Spin move, Carson. Rejected by Williams. Great defense there by the Hounds.
Carson the quicker player, but Williams using that size to his advantage.
Suter. Now Joya matched up with Smith.
Seen a couple early turnovers here from Carmel. They only average 7 a game.
Jumping the passing lane there is Scott. He'll take it all the way and is hacked. He'll head to the charity stripe.
Right here you see a drive, and that's Scott or Barnett actually digging in there, and leads to an easy transition layup for the University of Southern Indiana commit, Isaiah Stafford.
30-second timeout will stay here. Tigers by 1. Tonight's game also brought to you by Alley Cat Gymnastics. If you have a child attending a daycare or preschool in the greater Indy area, are they interested in gymnastics or a Ninja Warrior class? Alley Cat Gymnastics is a mobile program that brings the fun to your child's school or daycare. We even have ninja classes for your little warrior. For more information, visit our website at www.alley, that's A-L-L-I-E, catgymnastics.com, or call us at 317-820-9484.
Y'all make sure y'all don't take y'all mask off. Keep your mask up.
Fouls against Peter Suter. His first. Team's first at the line. Donovan Scott, a 70%er on the year from the stripe. In and out on that one. 1 for 3 so far are the Tigers from the line.
Somewhere they're going to have to capitalize against top 5 team in the state. You can't have missed opportunities.
Splits the pair. Does Scott? Makes it a 2-point lead at 4-2. I saw it most recently this past weekend in girls semi-state. With Lagodi and Greenwood Christian Academy. Greenwood Christian Academy left 9 points at the charity stripe. You cannot afford in big games like this. Granted, that was an elimination. It's a nice cut and finish. And a slam with a 3-point play opportunity for Brian Waddell. Beautiful move there, but you can't afford to leave points on the line. Thankfully for both teams, this is still just the regular season.
Going back to this dunk right here, this is what makes Carmel so good. They just read each other so well. They know where the next player is going to be at. Perfect backdoor slip. Finishes off the 3-point play.
Completes it with a friendly roll. And the lead back to the Hounds at 5-4. Barnett. Now Carson. Nice ball movement as the Tigers look to respond. And that dunk and finish. Stopping, popping, and just off the mark is Stafford. Hounds clear. Suter. Beautiful ball movement. Wack in the corner. His first shot of the night is good. Josh Wack from downtown. Largest lead of the game for the Greyhounds at 4.
You love to see that from Wack. Doesn't often shoot the 3-point ball, but when he's that open, it makes it easy.
Especially with a short porch 3 in the corner. And I appreciate that look if you're Coach Osborne. Smith waits for a screen. Scott feeds inside. Carson almost lost it. He did lose it. Bodies everywhere, and it falls safely to Stafford. Greyhounds quickly back in their man-to-man set after the bodies sit back up from the floor. Stafford in trouble. Now Smith had it poked away from Wack. Look out. Josh sees some space, hesitates, lays it up and in. Wack has the last 5, and the lead is ballooned to 6, and Coach Hawkins wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with 3:35 left to go in the first.
Yeah, Wack giving him a spark on both ends right there. The steal takes it all the way. He's an aggressive player. Like I said, he usually doesn't shoot the 3-point ball. That's more of his game, being aggressive and attacking the basket.
The junior making an impact early this first quarter in tonight's game, brought to you by KOA Campgrounds Holiday. Whether you're exploring the local area or hanging out at the campground, KOA Holidays are an ideal place to relax and play. There's plenty to do with amenities and services to make your stay memorable. Make your reservation now for the 2021 season. Give KOA Campgrounds Holiday a call today at 317-849-1397, located at I-70 in Mount Comfort Road. Again, this first quarter brought to you by the Morales Group. Out of the timeout, on the wrong end of an 8-0 run are the Tigers, looking to rebound and keep pace.
So far, we've seen both coaches take an early timeout here in the first quarter and kind of get both of their teams to settle in here. We'll see some big possession here for Ags.
The Greyhounds responded well out of that timeout. Time for the Tigers to do the same. Stafford matched up with Whack. Barnett got free for a triple and one. A chance for the rare 4-point play. And that's what you needed out of the timeout if you're Coach Hawkins and company.
And I'm sure that's exactly how he drew it up out of that timeout. You love the double down screen there to get him some open space. And Carmel overcommitted, and they're going to have to pay for it. See kind of just a rub screen, and then Carson gets the second guy coming through. Phenomenal finish.
The important one, though. Can't cap it at the line. Third miss at the stripe unofficially tonight for the Tigers. Still a 3-point game, though. Big-time bucket by Barnett. Tigers looking for a stop. Hounds looking to extend their lead. Suter around a screen. Nice crossover from the elbow. That's short, though. Nick Frischie into the game. Finds Suter. Now they work it around the horn. Waddell controls. Barnett, great defense. Whack, an extra pass. One more inside. Frischie trying to get separation. Off the window he goes.
That's twice now we've seen in the first quarter. Attucks misses the opportunity to get the rebound, and Carmel comes up with extra points.
The fourth Greyhound to score. Pushes the lead back to 5. Stafford, far side looking for Barnett. He wants to initiate again. That time the layup is short. Putback won't go for Carson. And the Greyhounds clear. Waddell all alone. Knockdown. Ryan Waddell.
Starting to roll here, Jimmy.
Long triple by Stafford off the mark. 6 points for Waddell and a rebound there for him as well.
He's got great size, but he's also, like we've seen, not hesitant when he gets the ball open at the 3-point line.
Got a clean drive there. Hacked and will head to the line.
Pete Sudar really stepped up in Waddell's absence in those 5 games. Waddell leads the team with 16 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Well, we mentioned it during the pregame show. You can't stress enough what a great addition this is for the Greyhounds, or re-addition, I should say, at exactly the right moment. A good opportunity these last couple games to kind of get his sea legs back, if you will, and be ready for the postseason.
Yeah, and what makes it even better is they haven't had to limit his minutes. He came back in that Warren Central game and played 30 out of those 32 minutes.
Splits the pair there, does Waddell. Give him 7 now in the quarter. Lead is 9, largest of the evening. Tigers in desperate need of a basket to keep pace. The Greyhounds kind of do it on both ends. They score less per game than the Tigers do, but they're better defensively by about 20 points, giving up just 40 points per.
Yeah, and you look at Attucks, they average 80 points a game, so something's got to give here. And 40 points a game, that has to be one of the top defenses in the state.
Well, and sometimes you'll look at a number like that and you'll think, oh, okay, well, maybe they're just holding the ball or something like that. It's not that with these Greyhounds. As an offensive foul is called on Isaiah Stafford, that'll be his first. They're a do-it-all team that can do it on both ends. I mean, so often is the case with Carmel basketball is year in, year out, you're going to get a quality group that can play on both ends. But this team in particular is so physical and so smart on both ends of the floor.
And I think that has to do with the fact that last year they were a lot better than people anticipated. They were going to lose a lot from that state championship team. They were a young team, so they had to fight for every game if they wanted to stick in it.
And additionally to that, as you well know, There's a nice floater by Joya, won't go. Rebound won by the Tigers. No state tournament last year. They were in the conversation to try to repeat.
Exactly.
Despite everything they lost.
They won their 6th straight sectional championship.
Kevin Mims off the bench. Mims from deep. A much-needed basket for the Tigers, back to a 6-point game.
And, Jimmy, you talked about before this game started how much of a spark he brings off the bench as a senior.
Kevin Mims is so quick, so smart with the basketball. But a nice move there by Joya. I speak highly of Mims, but it talks about the level of talent that Joya possesses, able to work the crossover there on Mims and get free for the nice baseline J.
Joya plays his role so well within this offense. Great ball handler, pass first, point guard. But as you see, if he's got an opportunity, he's not going to pass it up.
Tigers look like they're going to hold for one here. In case this is your first experience in Indiana high school basketball, no shot clock at play, so Tigers are free to do what they will here. Approaching 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Smith finds Carson. Now Stafford with 5. Stafford with 2. Stafford floating. Can't get it to go, and that'll end our first quarter of play. The Greyhounds, after it was 10-7, close on an 8-3 run. They lead by 8 after 1. Stay with us, second quarter up next. You're watching High School Hoops on IPSathletics.tv and IndianaSRN. Back at Crispus Attucks High School, Jimmy Cook alongside Ben Wood. Start of the second quarter, moments from getting going. Tigers have the basketball, down by 8. Been I don't want to say physical, but just a dominating at times first quarter for the Greyhounds as the Tigers look to respond.
Yeah, they didn't really take any bad shots besides a few early turnovers. They played really well in that first quarter, and Attucks is going to have to come out here. That's going to hurt him with another offensive foul. They're going to have to come out here and string together a few good possessions because he can't dig too big of a hole against these Greyhounds.
Take a look at the Mims triple from that last quarter.
Hey, and I got to give Mims credit. He's got matching shoes on tonight. Sometimes we like to see him mix it up with a green and a yellow. He's got 2 bright green shoes on.
Loves the lime green. This is the 3rd or 4th Attucks game I've been on the call for, and I think I've seen him with that green pattern each time, so definitely a fan of those. Help you stand out and blend well with a little off green.
Maybe it gives you a split second of time because the defender's going to be looking down at the shoes and thinking this guy's got 2 different shoes on.
A little distraction. Not a bad idea. After the turnover, it'll be Tigers basketball out of bounds on the baseline. They'll walk it up. 30 seconds gone. Still where they were at the end of that first quarter, down by 8. Leading scorer for the Tigers, shared by Kevin Mims and Donovan Barnett with 3 apiece. 7 points for Brian Waddell on the bench right now for the Greyhounds. Mims, step back, money. Kevin Mims from deep, his second triple of the evening.
And that was right around the same spot he hit the first one.
Down to a 5-point game. Tigers looking to string together some stops. The second quarter is brought to you by College Hunks and Movers. Bryce Beery into the game. Beautiful screen. Orm for 3. That's good. Sam Orm, the sophomore from the corner.
That's the guy you do not want to give open looks, and that was a heck of a read there to get him that open look.
The 6th different Greyhound to score. That triple just hung on the rim and then fell off. Here come the Hounds. Kick. Confidence is good. Burke Weldy from downtown make it the 7th Greyhound to get in the scorebook, and the lead is ballooned to 11, largest of the game for Carmel.
Just so quick there, back-to-back, pushing this lead now to double digits.
So deadly from downtown. Nice cut there by Carson. He's hacked. And we'll head to the charity stripe. Could not get the shot to go. Take a look back at this triple.
Just look at this read here. A little kind of a flare to the corner.
I saw it. You saw it. The defense did not see it. The screen was set to perfection, and it was just almost a finesse of a move to the corner, like he kind of glided over there.
Yeah, and that's something that most defenses aren't going to recognize. So just great offensive set there from Ryan Osborne and the Greyhounds. And I also heard something. A Carmel legend's been on the bench helping out with offensive schemes, Josh McRoberts.
You know, I believe, and I'm going to butcher the publication, so I apologize for my fellow Carmel residents, but it's either Kernan Carmel or Carmel Monthly. Josh McRoberts on the cover of that, talking about how he's back at his alma mater helping out. Yeah, anytime you can get former NBA prowess on there helping out the high school level, you're going to take it.
It's not going to hurt, that's for sure.
Missed shot rebounded by the Tigers. Mims controls. Showing off the fancy handles and maybe a little bit too much there.
This is where it can get dangerous here for Attucks. They don't want to let this slip away here early in the second quarter. Want to get this down to about 5 points and then work from there, maybe tie this game back up realistically if they're very hopeful at half.
An 11-point deficit might seem insurmountable at surface, but the way Attucks plays, a couple baskets here and there, you can easily chop away at this thing, but you're exactly right, Ben. You can't dig yourself further into a hole. Feed inside, controlled by Frischie. Orm. In a tight spot there was Beery. Almost turned it over, and he did. Will they get a timeout out of it or a jump ball? Let's see. Official says jump ball tie-up. Arrow favors Carmel. Second time tonight we've seen a scrum for the loose ball.
And that's what it's going to take for Attucks. They're going to have to get their hands in there, dig, be aggressive up in those passing lanes to try and make Carmel uncomfortable and get some easy buckets going the other way.
They're going to foul on Donovan Barnett away from the basketball, I believe, unless it's a warning on him.
Looks like it's just that.
Okay. It's hard to tell from our vantage point. I thought the referee yelled white 2 and a warning. If that was the case, that would be Donovan Barnett, but uncertain. Either way, no foul officially given out. Catch and shoot triple. Won't fall. Last touch there by Sam Orm. It'll be Tigers basketball. One of the main things, Ben, to your earlier point about playing physical and playing aggressive, this is why I commend Coach Hawkins and Coach Osborne to schedule a matchup like this to close the year, because you want to face the very best to get you ready for the postseason.
Oh, definitely. You don't want to have a layup and just kind of breeze your way into sectionals. You want to have the toughest opponents possible to keep that focus going.
All alone triple is knocked down by Burke Weldy, his second of the evening. And this is now a 14-point game.
Carmel still continuing here in the second quarter to spread it around as well.
I mentioned 7 different Greyhounds have scored. An answer triple. Carson can't get it to fall. Rebound won by Beery.
And this was the same problem that Attucks had against a very good Fort Wayne Blackhawk team. They just couldn't get out the shooters quick enough and really made them pay in the second half.
And it felt like at times you had rushed possessions offensively. Another nice screen. Weldy from deep. His third triple in the quarter. And Coach Hawkins needs a timeout. It's ballooned to a 17-point deficit. Tigers still plenty of time though to right the ship. Stay with us. You're watching High School Hoops on IPSathletics.tv and IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
We're back to live action. Tonight's game brought to you by Summers Heating and Cooling. When you're looking for prompt professional service, you can find the experienced team you need at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We're family owned and operated. Call us today at 317-620-1073. Jimmy Cook alongside Ben Wood. Halfway gone in this second quarter. The Tigers with the basketball and a big hole to climb out of, down 17 to second-ranked Carmel.
And, Jimmy, I want to point something out that I don't think we've really hit on yet. I don't think we've seen Jalen Hooks in this game. Did he start?
Hooks did get the nod in the starting lineup, but we've not seen him consistently since then.
And I know he took a bad fall in that Fort Wayne Blackhawk game, but he came back in, so I don't know if maybe they're just kind of giving him some rest here or what, but that's interesting to point out, I thought at least.
Well, I should clarify that actually, Ben. Our projected starters, which is what we utilize going into the starting lineup, had Hooks in there. But now that you mention it, because they would have had him jump it up, I don't think he started this game. Again, we're, from our vantage point for this broadcast, unable to get an official confirmation unless we're rewinding it back. But now that you mention that, Hooks would have jumped it up. So, no, I don't believe we've seen him. We'll have to double-check with Coach Hawkins. But I think your logic of steps of why he's not out there would be the case with the incident from Fort Wayne Blackhawk.
So that definitely hurts them. But and now we just have to credit Carmel. They're raining down threes left and right. And so far, it just seems like Attucks doesn't have the energy to match it.
At the top, a three. Orm again. His second triple. And the Greyhounds are pouring it on from downtown. Still plenty of time for the Tigers, despite it being a 20-point game, but you need a basket to kind of settle things down. Willie May is out there. Carson will try a triple. That's well short. Rebound fought for, last touched by the Tigers.
Here we see Orms all alone at the top of the key. That's, I think, one of the easiest shots in basketball if you're a shooter.
Leary gives over to Weldy. Pass inside. Williams, easy jump hook for the big fella. It's almost unfair. Just using the size to his advantage. He's now got 4.
It really is, Jimmy. We saw them go to him on the first possession of the game. He got a good breather. Now he's back out there ready to go to work around the basket.
Stafford operates. Controlling at the top.
If I'm Attucks right now, you have to go through Carson or Stafford to try and get something going.
Carson, wild shot. At least earn some free throws, and he'll head to the line. That's a great point by you earlier, Ben, about the absence of Jalen Hooks, because if you're Coach Hawkins, and we're not privy to that knowledge, so we don't know, the severity of what Hooks is dealing with, but a smart choice to not try to rush him back or force him into this one, given the importance of, I like to call it the group of death sectional and sectional 10, because there's so much talent in that sectional. Cathedral, Warren Central, Lawrence Central, Attucks themselves, North Central, Tech, top to bottom, pound for pound, in my opinion, the toughest sectional in the state.
Yeah, you're going to need your full platoon to go to war out there, so you need all hands on deck.
Spinning, falling away. That shot is short. It's last touched by the Hounds. It'll stay here with less than 90 seconds to go in the half.
And from watching previous games for Carmel, out-of-bounds sets, they either like to go a box around the free throw or they'll do a 4 across here. We'll see them go with the box set.
Beery skips. Corner 3. Waddell, good. 10 points for him now.
And, Jimmy, I've seen a fair amount of basketball games this season. I don't think I've seen a team hit this many threes in a half.
No, I haven't either. I have 8 threes for them in the half, unofficially. Nice cut. Shot is good. Bryce Beery on the drive. Beautiful find. 8 different Hounds have scored.
I think just about everyone that's came into the game has scored.
Lead up to 26. Things starting to derail. Tiger just looking to settle the ship. Nice crossover. Stafford falling away. No. And the rebound plucked out of the air by Williams.
I'm sure Carmel's going to be more than pleased to just hold this ball for the last shot.
Well, this is an important moment for Coach Hawkins and company because we know how talented this group is. Obviously, you have to take into account not having Jalen Hooks out there tonight. But sometimes a thrashing in the first half like this, regardless of where the rest of this game goes, exactly the type of measuring stick pick-me-up you need heading into, like I mentioned, the toughest sectional in the state. There's some contact. No, they're going to say it's a clean block. Good play there by Carson. It'll be knocked out of bounds.
I wouldn't really
inbound baseline.
I wouldn't really say this is a wake-up call per se, but it's just kind of...
It's a nice jolt regardless.
Exactly.
I don't think that the Tigers didn't know where they were final seconds of the quarter. Aggressive drive, great defense. Pass up ahead. A heave at the horn. Hits the front of the rim there for Barnett. And that ends this first half with Carmel in front by 26. No, I agree with you, Ben. I don't think the Tigers are unaware of where they are as a team right now. They're an incredibly talented team that has every chance to be able to capture a state title this year. So I wouldn't call it a wake-up call either, but a jolt to the system, I think, would be a more accurate way to kind of phrase it up.
We're going to see here this last basket here from Carmel.
Just a beautiful cut there by Beery. Great pass by Weldy. Just instant offense all around. We mentioned 8 triples for the Greyhounds. 8 different Greyhounds scored. Ben was right. Pretty much every Carmel Greyhound that we saw enter the game got a basket underneath their belt, whether it was a free throw or a field goal. And additionally, and the mark that speaks to this Carmel team that's just given up 40 points a game, just 4 points scored in that quarter by Crispus Attucks.
Attucks, one of the best offenses in the state as well, so really have to hang your hat if you're the Greyhounds on your defense.
We're going to step away. When we come back, we will have the third quarter. See if the Tigers can turn things around. You're watching High School Hoops on IPSathletics.tv and IndianaSRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
The Crispus Attucks Museum is a unique entity. It's first and foremost one of the only state-of-the-art museums that is attached to a public high school. It came about through a unique situation that transpired back in the 80s. In 1986, the Indianapolis Public Schools Corporation was going through a transition. And in this transition, they shut down numerous high schools. In the process, Attucks was one that was targeted. Although they did not formally shut it down completely, it was converted from a high school to a middle school.
When the alumni across the country started hearing that they were getting ready to make some changes to Crispus Attucks, they started flying in here from all over the country. That didn't change the school board's minds, but what it did was the superintendent said, well, here's what we will do. We will give you a space in Crispus Attucks to memorialize, to celebrate the traditions of the high school in this museum. That celebrates the African diaspora, because there couldn't have been an Attucks had there not been an Africa. So we teach in this museum that our history didn't start on a plantation in America. It started in ancient Africa many, many, many thousands of years ago with our ancient African ancestors. We always start our tours with the Legends mural. These were the teachers, the professors, who taught the students at Crispus Attucks. But they were not just teachers and professors at the school. They were very, very much associated with the community of Indianapolis. When you go around the wall, you will see the magnitude of education that went on here. You'll see the school when it first started, of sports that went on at Crispus Attucks. Marvin Johnson, one of the greatest boxers in the world. We have his belts here. He went to Crispus Attucks. So we have him proudly displayed here. I am very proud of this picture. It is the first Crispus Attucks football team. And there's my father and my uncle as part of the players on the football team. Attucks men in the military. We have General Brooks memorabilia right here. He is the one who was the mentor to General Colin Powell. Very, very proud of all his memorabilia being here. This is part of the Crispus Attucks community. I mean, you see Julia Carson, you see Angela Brown, a diva, an international diva. And here are some of the principals of schools that fed into Crispus Attucks. So you just see so many connections from the community that fed right into Crispus Attucks and made it what it was. These are some of the musicians. Most of them either graduated from Crispus Attucks or their lives were touched by someone from Crispus Attucks.
This is not an all-black experience. This is not an all inner city experience. This is a world experience. This is an American experience. This is part of the American saga, the American culture, the American story.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
We're back here at halftime. Carmel with a significant lead over the home team, Crispus Attucks, 40-14. And really, it's been a barrage of three-pointers for Carmel. They've hit 8 in that first half. And Attucks just stagnant on offense. Also, without their star sophomore, Jalen Hooks. That was a significant piece missing there in the first half. But really, Carmel just spreading it around. 8 different players in the scoring book for the Greyhounds, and right now they're sitting pretty heading into the second half.
Thank you, Ben. Tonight's game brought to you by Burtner Electric. We do more than service repairs. We also wire new homes all around the Indy area. You can ask your builder to use Burtner Electric Incorporated when you build a new home. For free estimates, call them at 317-657-7779. Also want to remind you that this game was brought to you by and broadcasted on IndianaSRN. Having a viewing party, let us know. Tweet us at IndianaSRN and be ready for a shout-out. Follow us for all your updates and so much more on Twitter at IndianaSRN. And check out our YouTube page. Search IndianaSRN on YouTube. Click that red and white subscribe button and make sure notifications are turned on. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. Ben, I know you touched on this already a little bit, but just for those that are just joining us, we know at the halftime break it's a 26-point hole for the Tigers to try to climb out of. What's the messaging you expect from Coach Hawkins that happened in the locker room already and what's happening in the huddle right now?
I think really he's just got to tell them that they know they're a talented team. Go out there with some confidence and play with that intensity, that versatility that we're used to seeing from the Tigers, because they're a team that is one of the most athletic and I think just talented teams out there. So they know that they've got more left in them, and 14 points doesn't sum up this team.
No, it's not an identity that is even remotely close to who the Tigers usually are. We'll see if they can readjust. In the second half, they'll start with the basketball. Smith feeds inside. Carson backing in, and it's blocked by Williams. Return to sender, he says. And the second half picking off right where it left off in that first half.
I like that they went to Carson on that first possession, but he usually doesn't see a defender too much taller than him, but Williams standing at 6'10", that's a tough task to get a shot up over him.
He's given up 3 inches on paper, and particularly when you're trying to get low and back in, if your jump's not perfect, likely to get sent in the next week. Good defense there by the Tigers. Lob pass is tipped, almost lost by Carson, somehow saved by the Hounds, right to Waddell. He puts it ahead. Joya to Whack. He's stripped off his leg. Another turnover forced by Crispus Attucks.
It's another tough thing that the Tigers have had to deal with all game. Not only is Williams long, they have 3 guys that stand about 6'4" or taller, so trying to get those passes over the top, not an easy task.
This third quarter brought to you by Piper Logistics. Carson almost lost it. He did lose it. Waddell gives left side. Now they work it back in between the circles to Joya. Williams calling for it. Waddell feeds him. Kicks left side. Open man. Triple in and out. And last off of Carson. He could not secure it on the box out with Williams. Greyhounds will get a second crack at it.
The crazy thing here, Jimmy, is we even haven't really had to mention Suter's name, and he's been the best player by far these last 10 games or so for the Greyhounds, averaging about 17.5 over that stretch.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the impact that he's made on this team, particularly in that sample size you just mentioned, and they haven't needed it. And that's just the depth about this Greyhounds team. And so young, in fact, not many seniors on this roster. Well, it's a Hounds team. It's going to be a thorn in the side of many programs for the next couple of years. Joya is a senior. He averages just under 10 per game. Haven't needed much from him tonight. Just 2 points.
I think here in the second half with this big lead, we're really going to see them just slow it down and get great looks around the basket.
Williams against Carson. Tried to get his own rebound. Jump ball tie-up. Arrow favors Carmel. It'll stay on this end. I think you're exactly right, Ben. And in addition to that, I think the offensive sets are going to be, your pretty common standpoint of what Carmel runs day-to-day, what they're going to expect in the sectional, but be very deliberate in that offense. Maybe not as aggressive as they were in that first half. Be smart and efficient.
We've seen Williams working hard around the blocks. The one thing I think we're really going to see him make a difference, a big jump from this season to next season, is just his physicality and kind of his body control around the basket.
Extra pass there for the Greyhounds. Suter, give and go. Missed off the mark. Stafford almost had the rebound. Now he's able to secure it. It's a 3-on-3. Up ahead. Barnett lays it up, lays it in. The defense could not close there for Waddell. And the Tigers on the board, cut it to 24.
You have to give some credit there to Jalen Carson. Had a few good defensive possessions there and finally was able to force the miss. And Stafford quickly the other way.
Going to have to string together a couple of stops like that if you want to chip away and get back into this ball game. Can't get it all back at once. And be patient on both ends. Joya Finds Suter, now inside to Williams against Carson, lays it up with ease. Haven't needed to go to that, but that well has been very fruitful for them. 6 points now for Charlie Williams.
And I love that big man to big man kind of look where you saw Williams go from one side of the block to the other, and Suter was able to find him in stride.
Smith gives to Scott. Now Stafford resets things. Isaiah just 2 points. Averages almost 20 a game. With his 2 points so far tonight.
He's the leading scorer for this team, so that's been significant. I'm sure he was a focus for the Greyhound defense.
Tried to split a double team. It's stolen away. Joya up ahead. An attempted slam there by Suter, I believe. It's either Suter or Waddell. Tough to tell from our vantage point. It was Suter. And then a call foul on the dunk attempt.
So right there you see great defense. Carson standing tall. And Stafford doing what he does best, getting down the court and finding the open man.
Foul is on Jalen Carson. His first. First free throw good. One more upcoming. That one's off the mark. Carson tried to get the rebound. Jump ball tie-up forced. Arrow will favor the Tigers. That's just another agitating part of the Greyhounds game if you're the Tigers, that even when you think you have a simple rebound like that, they're going to force it into a jump ball tie-up. So it's great that it's your arrow there, but we made you get that. We've made the arrow flip now, and they're involved in almost every board.
They're going to make you
ends of the floor.
Make you work for everything, no matter what the aspect of the game is. They're going to be there in your face.
Waddell now with 11 after that split of the free throws. Williams trying to show off the jump shot. Won't fall for him. Rebound Barnett. Quickly up the other end. Almost a travel. Look away pass. Stafford. Kind of strays back to the corner. Carson calling for it. Now they switch. Had a mismatch at that time. Now it's Carson versus Williams. Giving up 3 inches in this matchup. Carson hops and is fouled. They'll say either body contact from Williams or a wrist there for Suter. It will go against Williams.
So far here in the second half, that's what we've kind of seen Attucks been trying to do, is work through Jalen Carson. I think he's the quicker player between that matchup. But like you said, if you're Williams, he did a good job there. Kind of reached in a little bit too much, but he tried to stay straight up.
Carson left that short. As a team, the Tigers just 63% from the charity stripe.
And I'm sure that's another area Coach Hawkins would like to clean up heading in to sectional play.
You absolutely have to. I mean, there's no sense of the way they like to play where you can't have empty trips to the charity stripe. It's different right now when the deficit's so large, but we know how good this team is and how they can compete in that sectional. You can't afford to leave 3 points to the line.
And they're so physical, too. You know they're going to get to the line.
Whack. Ran out of room. Scooped up by the Tigers.
Jalen Carson trying to provide the energy on both sides of the ball here in the second half.
Pulls for three. That's short. And the rebound won by Joya. He finds Whack. That's blocked. Second chance. Waddell is fouled and will head to the charity stripe.
Again there, Carson trying to do his best, preventing the 2 points. Looks like that foul is going to go on Barnett. He's surprised by it.
That's his first. Waddell at the line with 11 points on the evening unofficially. Give him 12. Subs all across the way. Kevin Briscoe in there for Crispus Attucks. Nick Frischi into the game for the Greyhounds.
Waddell, the best free throw shooter between both teams at almost 90% on the season.
He's been sharp there tonight. I don't know if he's missed yet. 5 points from the line. Give him 13 on the evening. Lead is 29. Tigers trying to get a basket on the board. Long triple will not fall for him. And that's been Again, it's not an underlying cause of the deficit that they're in right now, Ben, by any means, but it is an issue at hand, which is that maybe it's frustration, maybe it's knowing that this type of deficit is, it's the last game of the regular season, but there's been a couple games or a couple possessions so far tonight where you felt like they've been one and dones unnecessarily.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, those shots like that aren't going to fall. So you'd really like to see them work it around, get the best shot they can, but instead they're trying to rely on their talent to get them back into this.
What a play by Sam Orm. He tapped one rebound on, almost tapped out a second. Stafford ran out of the room. Smith is shoved out of bounds. And they call a foul on Will Leary. It's his first. It'll be Tigers basketball as they work in the corner. Stafford has it. This is a Tigers team that the lowest point total they've had. A nice layup there by Donovan Barnett. He now has 7. The lowest point total they've had all year, from skimming their box scores, is a 56-point outing when they lost by 11 to Lawrence North.
It's gonna be
They're on pace to miss that significantly.
It's going to be a very tough task to reach that number. Heck, if they can even get to 40.
And that's a wedgie. Be a jump ball to the Hounds with this Barnett basket.
But you love Barnett here, realizing his defender falls asleep. Nice back cut right to the rim.
Beautiful vision by Stafford to make the pass. Arrow favors the Hounds. Didn't want to get stuck in between the rim and the backboard to jump ball, so the Arrow points it to Greyhounds. They'll look to inbound. Force it inside to steal. Here's some numbers. They lead Barnett. He tried to throw it down, but it hit the back iron. Stafford will rise and fire. That's off the mark.
And I'm sure coaches are going to hate that, but I love it. Why not?
I'm fine with the highlight play there. But I'm more frustrated with the quick 3 by Stafford to not let the offense regroup, which even then, Stafford's a senior. I'm fine with that too. But the dunk attempt, they let him out for a nice outlet pass, almost like the lob pass you'd see in All-Star Weekend as a dunk participant is trying to throw it to themselves. He let it for him perfectly. Barnett just a little too strong off the back iron.
Again, I mean, if that goes down, maybe brings some energy to this team, gives them some life here with about a minute to go in the third quarter, can work that in going into the fourth.
Should be noted, Donovan Barnett, a senior, this is his last game at Crispus Attucks in the actual gymnasium itself. They're obviously still going to have postseason play, but
I will say, though, I got to see their senior night game against Washington, and they got enough dunks in that game probably for 2 seasons worth.
That's good. That's good they were at least able to enjoy and fill that. Hanging and adjusting is Mays. He can't turn that home. Bodies on the deck for this loose ball, and a timeout taken by Coach Hawkins. It'll be Attucks basketball out of the timeout. They're out of 30s, I believe, so they'll have to use a full timeout here. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well. 30 seconds to go in the third. All Greyhounds. We're watching high school hoops on IPSathletics.tv and IndianaSRN.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah.
Tonight's game brought to you by Alley Cat Gymnastics. Do you have a child attending a daycare or preschool in the greater Indy area? Are they interested in gymnastics or a Ninja Warrior class? Alley Cat Gymnastics is a mobile program that brings the fun to your child's school or daycare. We even have ninja classes for your little warrior. For more information, visit our website at www.alleycatgymnastics.com or call us at 317-820-9484. Jimmy Cook alongside Ben Wood. Final 30 seconds of this third quarter. Tigers with the basketball in a huge hole. Stafford tries to get some separation and does on the drive. Give him 4 points now. 25-point ball game. They leave it inside. Nice layup by Sam Orm. He's now got 8, averages about 6 a game. Final second of the quarter. Long shot in the air. An air ball there from Nolle Scott, That'll end quarter number 3. It's a 27-point lead for the Greyhounds heading into the 4th. You're watching high school hoops on IPSathletics.tv and IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tigers will operate with the basketball to open this final quarter. Beautiful cut by Mims, and he's fouled. He'll head to the charity stripe to earn the 2 points the hard way. Tonight's game brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is your local full-service John Deere dealer. Browse selection online or come in and test drive. Get in the LLC today. Equipment built to last so you can save big. 12501 Reynolds Drive, Fishers, Indiana, or give them a call at 317-849-0810. Also brought to you by Chimney Solutions. Look no further than Chimney Solutions Indiana. Since our very first customer, we've been committed to delivering the highest level of customer care and the most professional and reliable chimney and fireplace services. Call us today for service at 317-757-9679. Kevin Mims splits the pair there. Of course, this fourth quarter is brought to you by your Indiana High School Athletic Association. Lead is 26. A little full court trap being applied by the Tigers.
I like that they're just not packing it in. They're going to try and get something going here, starting on the defensive side of the ball.
Weldy for 3 is good. Burke Weldy, this is phenomenal. Burke Weldy averaged less than a point per contest coming into this ball game. He has 12 points on the night, and most of those were not in garbage time. Most of them were in the early stages of this game when the Greyhounds were on their run. Kevin Mims, an answer from downtown. He now has 10. First Tiger into double figures.
And Weldy, I don't think he's really hit too many three-pointers throughout the season, so him just coming on and catching fire. But on the other side, Kevin Mims has been really the one bright spot so far for the Tigers here tonight.
Well, you can tell they're missing the play of Jalen Hooks. And they've had to get other areas to step up with Stafford being isolated for most of the night. Kevin Mims, again, you mentioned, proving to be a bright spot. Hounds working inside. Jared Bonds turning and finishing with a friendly rim. Bonds into the scorebook. The 9th different Greyhound to score tonight. And the trend continues. Every Hound that's touched the floor been able to get a basket out of it. Scott a long triple. Gets it to go. Nolle Scott, they'll say a long 2 on the correction. But a nice jumper for him.
I can see him getting some minutes as well. He usually doesn't get to see too much time out there, but he's making the most of it.
Well, you could tell initially, because he made an appearance in the first half, that Coach Hawkins is trying his best to combat the size of Carmel not having Hooks out there and not wanting to move around the play of Carson too much.
But Weldy just lights out tonight. Great skip pass. Only player on that side of the court. I don't even know if he's hit rim tonight.
No, I don't think he has. I don't have the full highlight package, but I don't believe it's grazed the iron to this point tonight. An incredible showing for him. Mays to Mims. Kevin, little jab step, and he's fouled. They say no shot, though. It's the 15th foul on the Hounds, so it'll be baseline right on the inbound for Crispus Attucks. The stretch right now, Ben, let's be honest, barring a insane run by the Tigers, something we haven't seen from them all night long. And that's going to be tapped out of bounds. It'll stay on this end. Game might be out of reach right now, but this is still an opportunity for Attucks against top-tier competition, even if you're a man down in Hooks, to be able to get a feel for where you're at heading into the postseason.
Oh, definitely. We see right now it's a lot of these reserve players out there, so it's kind of perfecting their role when they do get time in these meaningful games coming forward, how they can make the most of it.
Spencer White into the game. One of the few Hounds not to score that's been on the floor. Had a nice steal there. Here's his chance. White for three. Off the mark. Put back almost true, and a loose ball foul going to go against, I believe, Willie Mays. Wait for the confirmation from the official. He's also looking for the jersey. Finds it there. Mays the personal.
Checking in for the game for the Greyhounds.
Jake Griffin into the game for the Hounds as they go deep into the bench. Operating as Weldy. Griffin gives to Bonds. Bonds puts it on the deck. Shut down there by Briscoe. Three in the air off the mark for Orm. A rebound, though, leads to an extra pass. Three for Griffin off the side of the backboard. He gets a second chance at it. Catch and shoot. That one's long. Rebound won by the Tigers.
I love Griffin taking opportunities, get some shots up here late.
Mims from the parking lot. That's long. The rebound won by Carmel.
Mims giving us his best Dame Lillard impression out there.
It's well past Dame time right now. We're I like the aggression nonetheless, but again, it's been quick trips like that for the Tigers that, I don't know. Mims is a senior.
One last time here on his home floor.
Mays a triple on the wing on the left side off the mark. Rebound won by the Hounds. Weldy kicks. Bonds. That's good. Make that Spencer White, excuse me. Either way, it's another Hound to score tonight. Shot off the mark for Crispus Attucks.
At this point, Jimmy, you just have to mention their name, and it's sooner or later they're going to score.
10 Hounds have scored tonight. I think 12 have come in. Josh Rauch into the game, as well as I believe Bryce Beery's back in there. The Tigers will bring it up the floor, emptying the bench to great lengths are the Hounds. Mims tried to go from his knees with the pass there. Turns it over, back to the Greyhounds.
Still some token pressure here from the Tigers.
Not quitting, still trying to force the issue. A layup and a finish there for Spencer White. He now has 4. Long triple. It's good. Charles Veal, the senior, off the bench. The basket for the Tigers.
Here we go. Get some of these guys that usually don't get to see the floor some points out there.
Good opportunity for both teams to do so. Long triple. That one's off the mark. Rebound secured by White. I'll be honest, I'm not going to mention who it was, but I talked to a couple people within Carmel, and I asked them about a couple different players that I hadn't seen yet, just make sure we had everything right on a number of different pieces of information, whether it was as simple as name pronunciation or height and weight. And some of these guys are like, oh, they're not going to see the floor. Not going to see. Well, we're at that point. We are at that point tonight for the Greyhounds. Another long three for Scott. That one is a triple. He now has 5.
Well, I think John Harrell had this predicted at a
5-point game.
5-point game, okay.
Now, I don't know. Again, it's hard to overstate how helpful the sophomore in hooks is. There's a beautiful pump fake and an even better finish on the mid-range by Spencer White. He's got 6 all here in the quarter. It's hard to understate how valuable to the offensive end, really both ends of the floor, Jalen Hooks is. So I don't know how much his absence really impacts his box score. I'd like to think it'd be closer, but 5 points clearly, clearly completely the other way on this one. Scott wants another 3. That one's long.
And I want to point something out too, Jimmy. Spencer White, only had 3 points on the year coming into this game, 3 for 4 from the free throw stripe. So he got his first baskets of the season, made 7 points.
Coach Osborne needs some more PT. I'm making an impact right now. There's a nice jump shot. Knocked down for Richards. Richards, the 11th Hound to score. Shot off the mark. Less than 90 seconds to go in this one. A 32-point advantage for the Tigers. Or excuse me, for the Greyhounds, rather. The Tigers only with 32 on the board. Carmel gives up 40 a game, so well below that average. And this is a Tigers team that puts up about 80 per contest. Just an absolute stronghold by the Greyhounds from start to finish tonight.
Yeah, this has to be a huge confidence booster heading into their sectional, which they are going to await the winner of Fishers and Hamilton Southeastern. Now, they actually lost to Fishers 35-34 after that big win over Lawrence North, so I'm sure this is going to be a game if Fishers end up winning. They're going to really want that one, and they beat Hamilton Southeastern 49-30.
On the Tigers side of things, it'll be Tech up for them in the first round of sectional play. Tonight's game brought to you by the IHSA Sportsmanship Program. I want to thank our fans for their continued commitment to promote good sportsmanship. Remember, the folks in black and white shirts doing this job for our student athletes. Be respectful. We thank you. Also by Officially Human, our foundational goals to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Check out our website at officiallyhuman.com. Jimmy Cook alongside Ben Wood. Final 30 seconds here in regulation. Greyhounds with the basketball by 32. I want to stress one thing, though. We've talked about how crazy the numbers are, that the Tigers' offense wasn't there tonight, that the Carmel Greyhounds kind of had a stranglehold on this one defensively. This is not the Tigers team that you're going to see on March 2nd. This is, to me, an anomaly game for them. There's a lot of work to be done. It's a good jolt to the system, but this is not a reflection of what the Tigers team has been all year long and what Coach Hawkins and Crispus Attucks expects from them in the sectional round.
Exactly. They're far too talented and just plain flat out far too athletic for this kind of offensive and even defensive performance, giving up a lot of those early threes in the first half. And usually we see them get up and down the court, but Carmel really just stymied them, coming out and handing it to them in that first half.
Well, at 8 threes in that first half, that really kind of set the table for the Greyhounds to run away with this one. And at times it felt like, that this thing got away from the Tigers so early that it turned into a bona fide scrimmage at times. It's the one that you're going to have to review the film on. It's going to be painful to go through, but at the end of the day, you're going to throw it into the wastebasket and realize, all right, this is the start of the second season for us now. We didn't want to end the final stretch losing 2 straight, but we put together plenty of quality wins across this entire season, whether it's a win against Warren Central, whether it's being within 10 of Cathedral, whether it's knocking off Covenant Christian or Ritter or North Central. There are a lot of quality wins for the Tigers this year to know and remind them of where they're at. And again, you lose Jalen Hooks. He's such a critical part of this offense. You hope he's going to be good to go for the sectional. This is a Tigers team that's going to bounce back quickly. They have no choice but to bounce back quickly in the group of death in sectional 10.
And Coach Hawkins and his staff have been so great since he's gotten there that I'm sure they're going to be able to respond from this. And this is only going to help them positively going forward instead of really kind of bringing them down. They're not going to hang their heads on this. Clean slate, they're moving into sectionals.
Take us through again. You mentioned what Carmel might have upcoming, depending on where their road goes with the bye in sectional play.
So they're going to be either playing the winner of Fishers and Hamilton Southeastern, so they've got that first round bye.
And for Crispus Attucks Tigers, again, we mentioned their sectional journey will start at the 2nd of March, a 7 o'clock start for them. That'll be against Tech. That'll be a contest that everybody will be monitoring closely. Sectional 10, one of the more fun ones across central Indiana. Ben, I guess one more question with the Greyhounds. We knew they were a deep team, but in some of it, like we said, it turned into a bona fide scrimmage at the end there. But some of their play, particularly off the bench, is mind-boggling to know that you have players like Weldy that has 12 tonight, or whether it's Spencer White or Charlie Williams down low, so many different weapons they can go to on a nightly basis outside of Joya's play or Suter's play or Waddle's play. There's role players on this team that really make them a force to be reckoned with in 4A.
And what's even better is they know their role. So I think realistically, this team has to be, obviously they're well deserving of that second spot right behind Homestead, but I think depending on how they play in that sectional, they could be a favorite to run the table and win state.
Well, our last thing before we go, IndianaSRN was proud to bring you tonight's game in association with IPSathletics.tv. Here at IndianaSRN, unlike most broadcasters, our funding comes primarily from donations and school subscriptions. Help us put more kids on TV by contacting us via email at coach@indianasrn.org, or you can go directly to the website at IndianaSRN.org. Hit the donate button on the website, and all of your proceeds go straight back into the product of putting student athletes on your tablets, televisions, smartphones, and any device you can watch or stream on. IndianaSRN, where always in the game. Ben, a great job. As always, pleasure to work with you, sir. It was a fun contest. I know it turned into a Carmel domination, but it was a fun one nonetheless.
Yeah, like I said, either way it was going to be entertaining. That's exactly what we got. So I was just happy to be here.
Special shout out as well to Jerry Collins and Chance doing a great job, as always, controlling us, keeping us afloat. For Ben Woods, I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, our final in this one, Carmel defeats Crispus Attucks 64-32. And until we talk to you next time, so long, everybody.